Good morning and welcome to day 204 on the AT. My name is Mosey and this is rissaroams. Me and George are just rolling out of the North Mount Wilcox shelter. Getting going before 8 today. Very proud of us. We have 4 miles to Blue Hill Mountain Road, something along those lines, where Alex is going to come and take most of the contents of our packs. And so the last 9 or so miles into Great Barrington, we will be slackpacking. So gonna get some town food today, gonna shower, gonna do laundry because I haven't done laundry since I left Pizza Bastards and I need to. Yeah, so get chores done, resupply, and do some planning. Also just kind of want to talk about how last night went. I was in my tent last night, passed out at 7:30, but then woke up at 2:30, wide awake. And yeah, so I was trying to fill time. Today I get to switch to my last map after today, but I was kind of looking at it last night and doing some planning just to fill the time. Didn't have any service and got to looking at tent sites and shelters right before Delaware Water Gap, kind of thinking, where is my last tent site going to be? How many miles am I going to do on my last day? And then, because I'm hormonal, got a little emotional and started crying thinking about it. And then decided, it's time to go to bed. And fun fact about me, whenever I can't sleep, I listen to the first Mumford & Sons album, and it usually calms me down. But I was really listening to the lyrics last night, and though Mumford & Sons is not a Christian band, some of their lyrics do definitely lean that way. And it just had me kind of reflecting on my personal journey on the trail. I say for the most part, the trail has really made me the best version of myself. It's brought out my strength and my determination and my confidence. But I will also say that, some of the decisions I've made on the trail aren't decisions I would have imagined making. And I couldn't imagine that I would have made in real life. And I'm struggling with not regretting anything that's happened out here, but also knowing that maybe everything I've done hasn't always been in my best interest, and learning how to balance that, and also knowing that even when things maybe don't go the way that you thought that they would, knowing that good comes from that. And while I've struggled with that in the past, I have seen that here, while I've had some trials on the trail. Without those trials, some of my better experiences may not have happened. And so while it was a struggle, I'm thankful for those experiences. So anyway, those are just the things that were on my mind between 2:30 and 5 a.m. last night. All right, Alex just picked up her bags for us. So light. Headed back to trail, 9.6 miles to town. We're gonna book it to town food. So this was George's first time slack packing. He's not very good at it. He forgot to take his sleeping pad and bag out of his pack. So we're meeting Alex again at another road crossing and dropping that off so he can truly slack pack.
I was thinking walking, I'm like, this feels light, but I think it should be lighter. And I put my hand back here and I'm like, yeah, if I had my friggin' pad and sleeping bag out, it would be lighter.
So when Alex picked up our gear this morning, he was telling us, well, we told him he would be glad that he got off because that climb yesterday was terrible and he would have hated it. But he said that this little trip really gave him a bit of clarity. And he knows that getting off trail was the right decision for him. He got off just after Hot Springs, and you know, there's no doubt in his mind now that that was the right choice. And I'm glad that he has that realization, you know. And I'm glad he figured that out pretty early in trail because, you know, you don't have to do this. Not everyone enjoys this or, you know, should do this. There's so many people who will tell me, you know, oh, I could never do what you're doing. And I always tell them, no one's asking you to. You don't have to. We all have our different kinds of crazy. This is mine. And everyone has theirs, whatever it is that they enjoy doing that's just a little bit out there. But yeah, so it's been good hanging out with him though, and I'm glad, you know, he knows he made the right decision. So with all my slack packing I've done in New England, you know, I had a comment or two mentioning how my tune has changed on slack packing. And one comment I know mentioned my purist tendencies. I just have to say, one, I've always called myself a dirty purist. For me, slack packing does not play into my purist mentality. That was never really a part of it. Yeah, it just doesn't affect me. Tom is even more of a purist than I am, and he's totally cool with slack packing too. So everyone defines purism in their own way. For me, it was just following the trail, not taking blue blazes, not taking, you know, shortcuts or yellow blazing or anything like that. But yes, my tune has changed on slack packing. I will say that. Part of that stems from the fact that earlier on the trail, I was operating by a much more strict budget than I am currently, and slack packing meant shuttles and extra nights at hostels, and that added up, and I didn't really like that. Another thing I didn't like about slack packing in the beginning was kind of being at the mercy of your shuttle driver, especially when that shuttle driver is running a hostel. You're not going to get on trail as early as I would like. Part of why I've enjoyed my slack packing experiences with Taco Cat and Pizza Bastard, and right now with Alex, is because, you know, they're my friends, they're helping me, they're working with my schedule, they take me to trail or pick up my stuff, whatever it is, when I want them to. So it's not delaying me. And I also don't feel rushed because there's not like a set time that I have to be finished and back, because they're working with me. A lot of times with shuttles, you know, you kind of have a set time already, or, you know, they want you back by a certain time and you just feel rushed. And so that's kind of my 2 cents on why I don't have as much of an issue slack packing these days as I did early on. But everyone can do the trail however they want. I have no problem with people slack packing. If you want a yellow blaze or blue blaze, you can do that. But this is how I've chosen to hike. And I do want to say, I didn't take any of those comments as criticism either. People were just pointing out that, like, my attitude has kind of changed in that regard. And they're right, it has. But circumstances changed. we have just under 4 miles left for the day. Should get to town just after 3. And I'm pretty happy with that because I'm just really tired today. Probably because I didn't sleep much last night. Well, I slept and then didn't sleep. But yeah, I am just kind of ready to be done hiking for today. So I'm glad it's a short one. I'm glad we'll be getting in at a pretty decent time. I'm very excited to eat food. Let me tell you, we have had some sketchy descents today. They have been so steep. Oh, but it's over. We have 1.4 flat miles to town. And I just want to say a huge thank you to Alex, who picked us up from trail that day, took us to our hotel, drove us to dinner, drove me to the grocery store so I could resupply, drove me to the laundromat so I could get my stuff done. It's so nice not having to worry about finding a shuttle driver and finding your way around town. So appreciate that.